Hello everyone, today we will talk about transiting Neptune. Transiting Neptune is passing through the 7th house. How transiting Neptune will behave in the 7th house depends on the position of the 7th house. This transit may be more prominent in your life if you already have planets in the 7th house or aspects to the owner of the 7th house. But the basics are as follows. Transiting Neptune moving through the 7th house calls for a deep exploration of your closest relationships, including all romantic partnerships and all business partnerships with individuals. Your relationships with a loved one are currently going through a confusing period, testing your integrity and self-confidence. You begin to see others through rose-colored glasses, experience empathy in close relationships, and are willing to do anything for the people you care about. The communication waters in one-on-one relationships become muddy, leading to misunderstandings that sow discord. As transiting Neptune in the 7th house makes you increasingly caring and generous, you slow down in relationships and open your heart during this transition, and feel as if the universe is gently nudging you into an area where emotions and intuition rule. Imagine two ships sailing in a foggy sea, each on its own course. Neptune's influence will make these ships come closer or farther apart, depending on how they are positioned in the entire relationship. The positioning depends mostly on one of the most profound changes that you will notice right at the beginning of the entry, which is the increase in trust issues. It is as if a thick fog has settled between the partners, which makes clear communication even more challenging. Although Neptune blurs the whole situation, the first thing you will feel is that someone close to you is not telling the whole truth or has hidden emotions. Neptune's influence will maximize these feelings, which will lead to moments in which you begin to doubt the intentions and sincerity of your partner. And this is where the problems begin. Your relationship begins to deteriorate due to your partner's poor health because he has problems with alcohol and drugs. The partnership has completely fallen apart, leaving you wandering in a fog, unsure of the reasons why your partner cheated on you in some way. All of these are examples of the beginnings of Neptune's entry into existing relationships. So if a relationship starts to go this way and you have some issues in your relationship that you need to resolve, it's very important to do it right from the start, otherwise you'll just keep getting into these problems over and over again. The problem starts over and over again because you start to idealize that person, to believe in the best of them, and then you see the reality, and then disappointment follows. Unrealistic expectations of people come about either because they're not as great as you think they are or because you have some subconscious issues that you need to work on. Once you've resolved that, focus on developing more spiritual connections with people, but try to be clear about what your expectations are of them. As we have already mentioned, your behavior in intimate relationships is strongly influenced by subconscious feelings. If you are single, you will be attracted to people who will hurt you, you will be attracted to someone who needs your help, you will be attracted to someone who will simply become dependent on your good nature. It would be best to avoid such relationships, but even if you do not see it at the time, it is very unlikely that you will meet the right person during this transit, so be careful if you meet a new romantic partner. The same thing applies to business partnerships. Be aware of misunderstandings, ambiguities in negotiations or contracts or even fraud. Therefore, be very careful in forming professional and business partnerships, as this will be more problematic than you expect in the long run. Even dealing with lawsuits or lawyers will be a problem and will cost you dearly, or the outcome of your case will go against you. Do not hesitate to ask probing questions and seek a second opinion if necessary. It is very important to remember that relationships are murky, so make an extra effort to communicate clearly. The key is to engage in grounded, conscious reflection to see things as they are. Ask yourself if you are projecting some of your fantasies onto your relationships or if you are truly seeing the person as they are. When Neptune's fog is thick, hold on to the anchor of self-awareness to navigate these illusions. Maintain a balance between your dreams and the tangible aspects of your relationships. This will help you avoid unnecessary pain. One common Neptune scenario involves taking on the role of caregiver for a loved one or a partnership that encompasses a similar segment. This will be a deeply transformative state for you, revealing the depth of your compassion and capacity for selfless love. However, it is also very important to take care of yourself. If you feel that your new relationship is the ideal you have always been waiting for, it would still be wise to enjoy the romance, but also to wait before committing, because you are certainly not seeing things clearly at the moment. So if we look at the more positive side of Neptune in the 7th house, you can simply enjoy a creative or spiritual search for a true partner during this period and keep a close eye on what offers you will receive. For such a search, it is necessary to consult an astrologer, or simply listen to what friends tell you about a new partner or about your new behavior while in the company of a new partner. They will recognize if your partner is controlling you and if you, as a partner, should not follow a certain script. The period is favorable for platonic love relationships, and love is essentially life in a novel, and others will connect with you on a new level of spirituality in your relationships. This transit encourages us to seek more authentic connections and dissolve all illusions that hinder our personal growth. But be sure to consider whether you are idealizing the situation instead of seeing it with clear, discerning eyes, so that you can balance your optimistic visions with practical realities.